My name is Jorge Canawati. I'm a sociology major and a senior at Duke University, and I'm from Honduras, Central America.
Thank you. I'm Sarah Murphy. I'm a senior. I'm from Mendham, New Jersey, and I'm a history major.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Wang. I'm a senior and I'm majoring in economics, and I'm from Southern California.
I'm Tom Wren. I'm a junior. I'm a history major, and I'm from Rochester, New York.
My name is Bridget Mitchell. I'm a senior here at Duke University. I'm from Trenton, New Jersey, and my major is sociology.
I'm George Grody. I'm a professor here in markets management, and I've been teaching here at Duke for 2 years. The class that we used AdViews in this past semester is a global marketing class. And one of the things that we try to discuss in class is how to break out of the things that you know, that you take for granted. So we try to compare working in the US or advertising in the US versus that of overseas. Now, what we did with AdViews was to look at the differences in some of the same brands or same categories over 30, 40 years.
I think essentially one of the main points, as George discussed, was kind of looking at the difference. Our assignment essentially was to go through and look at some of the advertising campaigns for major products, everything from cosmetics that we used, stuff like perfumes, and then compare it to advertising now. I think the main goal of the project, in a sense, was to kind of get a feel of how kind of consumers have changed and how marketing has changed. The website AdViews made it very easy to kind of go through the ads. I was actually kind of surprised because even other websites, more popular ones like YouTube, sometimes it's hard to find the type of thing you're looking for. If I just searched pledge advertising in YouTube, I would get 1,000 hits, whereas AdViews I felt like the search engine was a little bit more precise, a lot easier to use than what I had expected before, so that was nice.
The commercial I did on Hardee's had a completely different target audience from the 1970s commercial to today. In the first one, they were advertising, burgers and the fast food chain as a family-oriented, fun, happy, get-together dinner place, and they used catchy jingles and cartoon characters to, draw in the children-based audience. Whereas today it was, it was completely geared towards, I'd say, middle-aged men, and and there's also a lot more emphasis on the quality and picture of the burger, whereas in the 1970s commercial that was kind of they'd flash a picture or two, but it definitely wasn't the focus.
I chose Gillette razors for my product, and it was interesting to see in the older ad on AdViews they had almost like scientists with human-sized blades, like showing how they create the razor and the technology of the time. And then in the contemporary ad, it was sports stars like Tiger Woods, Roger Federer, and I believe Derek Jeter. And they're at the top of their game, and you want to be at the top of your game. But they also put a little technology in there too when they show how the razor cuts the hair on the face. So it was interesting.
The way people use perfume has stayed the same over the past couple of years. They use perfume to, smell good to other people. And so commercials in the past and commercials today just use that to play it up. So they just highlight the sensuality in the commercials and use lighting effects. I think lighting effects and music in the background. One difference that I did find in my two commercials was that the second one, the modern day commercial, had a much more extensive storyline to it. So that was one difference that I did find.
The product that I chose were Bounce fabric softener sheets. The commercials that I picked from AdViews were from the 70s, and so it was basically when Bounce, the new fabric softener sheets, were just coming out and they hadn't established the brand, so it was very informational. The ads were very repetitive, whereas today's they're more innovative, and they showed how the fabric softener sheets could be used and a new form, liquid form, where it lasts for 4 months. The 70s commercials were more family oriented. mothers were telling their sisters about the product and using it for their husbands and their children, whereas in the modern commercial, it was more of an individual. It was just one woman, and she was saying what this product does to help me. She wasn't spreading any information about the product. It was just about how she used it and how useful it was.
AdViews obviously being a part of our class, a part of one of our major projects, definitely changes the way you kind of look at advertising. It just kind of gives you an idea of why that's going on, and also to kind of judge whether you believe the advertisement is successful or not. Because even though there's a lot of advertising out there, obviously not all types of advertising reach their consumers. And so the class has definitely just kind of highlighted the reasoning behind those advertising, and kind of the fact that you have to target to your consumers. You have to make sure that your product is useful to the consumer and highlight that. And I think the class in general just kind of opened your eyes towards things you kind of noticed but didn't really know, and AdViews was a crucial part of that.
I actually think that AdViews would be very useful in a sociology course that covers gender, because in a lot of the older ads, the way that the images that were there of women and how they were portrayed varies, and is completely different in a lot of cases than today's commercials. So I think in a gender sociology course, this would be useful.
I mean, those are things you need to pick up on if you want to be a successful marketer, to really understand not just your consumers' interaction with the product, but how are you going to put forth the information in an engaging way so that they will remember the product. Especially today, where there are so many TV channels people can click through. There's TiVo, there's DVR. People watch their shows when they want to and can zip through commercials. So how do you have some stopping power with your advertising to get people to want to watch some of the commercials, or stop the DVR or the TiVo? I think they'll probably look at commercials differently. They'll probably spend a little time analyzing them more, and they probably won't zip through a lot of the commercials that they might have before, just because they're interested in understanding those differences.
Mm-hmm.